Well, thank you to all those that waited for this video to come out, and thank you to anybody who's new to watching my channel. Please take the time possibly to subscribe and like and comment. Yeah, right, the R9. One of those stories, I'm afraid. The bike isn't with me anymore. I still own it, but it's not with me. I have the key and everything, but it's at the workshop. We'll circle back to why, as soon as I get through these notes here. But it's going to be a problem, I think, for that bike. There's no fancy edit, no pictures of the bike or anything like that, because I'll come back to that in a minute, tell you why. So, the riding position, very comfortable. It's halfway between the R6 and R1. It's sort of in between there. Maybe more, yeah, so R6, R1, R7 sort of mix. It's comfortable. Everything's in the right place. I think there's too many switches because half of them I don't know what to do. But it's actually really nice. I did 100 Ks, and I'll come back to that in a minute why I did 100 Ks, because I wanted to do 1,000 to get its first service. So yeah, it's nice to ride, comfortable. I love the way the tank, you can get your knees under the tank and lock yourself in. I've got quite long legs. I'm only 5'8", but I've got quite long legs. And you lock yourself in, it's nice. You're not too much on the bars, but I did notice you are definitely over the front. You're over the front, but your hands are not quite high. They're higher than you would expect. My head was almost in the clock, and the angle of the seat sort of pushes you towards the tank. If I was to take it to the track, I'd need a tank extender because I'm too far forward. In the corners, my knee was hitting my elbow, so it's too far forward for me, but I haven't got a belly anymore. Well, I've got a little belly, but not a big one. So I wasn't far enough back, and I kept moving forward. I know I've got a new suit, and and the seat's new, and you can't sort of lock yourself in. There's no tank grips on there, but you definitely are a lot forward. It's okay for that position, but it's a bit too forward for me, my opinion. The handling, it's good. It's good. It's like riding an R3 with a 900cc motor, 120 horsepower motor. It's so flickable, and the shocks, the forks at the front, I think they're off at R1 KYB, and the rear is fully adjustable KYB. I've left it factory settings because it was set up for the factory for about 80 kilos, and I'm probably 70 with my gear on, so fair enough for me. It was actually a real nice ride. I ride the R7 up the same roads I went today, and it goes over the bumps so nice. The R7, I had to stiffen it up really much because it was like so soft at the front, and you hit those things and it almost break the wrists, but this seems to glide over the top. So that was nice. The handling was nice. Gearbox, quite tight. The blipper and shifter, it may be slightly in the wrong position for me, but I can normally ride around things like that. But it actually felt a bit tight. I may not have got the two pivot points at 90 degrees, could be slightly out. And because I've got new boots on and the foot pegs are new, it's quite grippy, so it's hard to slide your foot in and out. That could be just it, but apparently they put a lot of thicker oil in the gearbox. That might make it stiffer, clunkier, or harder to change. But after the more Ks, we'll see if that sort of goes away. They may put thinner oil in on the first service, I don't know. That was a gearbox. Power delivery, it's great. It is really good. It's strong from the bottom, pulls real hard, and when you get the gear change right, it's quite a handful. It's quite good fun. The bike does weigh 190 kilos though, but it feels like it only weighs about 160, 150. So light and agile, definitely got the chassis right. Before I forget, the actual frame only weighs 7.6 kilos, something like that, and you can tell. The electronic suite, I don't know anything about that stuff. I just turned it all off, or down to minimum anyway, to see what it was like. Because I rode the bike over roads where most people who know me, where I go. I've ridden the R15 on them roads, the R3, the R6, the R7, the R1, and now the R9. And I think the R9 is up there with R6 handling. I really do think it, and it's the same but different. It's comfortable, but will still do it. The R7 was hard on your on your arms, and it wouldn't do anything until you got it high in your RPM range, as you know. But the R9 just flew through the corners. It was absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Wish I had more Ks in it, because it's got a flaw, quite a big flaw, unfortunately. The front brake rotors warped in about 60 Ks, and I went to the workshop and went to the dealership and said, like, look, this is the issue. And one of the salesmen has bought the same one. He's only done about 40 Ks on his, and he said same issue with his. After about 40-50 Ks, you start to get a brake disc warp or some issue, because when you hit the brakes hard, you get that judder. And I was going through the hills where I go, and I almost lost the front about 3 times because the ABS kicks in, because it's quite intrusive, the ABS, and then kicks off. So the front was doing this through corners I've been through thousands of times before on many bikes, and it shouldn't do that. So I went to a straight part of the road and just hit the brakes hard, and yeah, it was that pogo effect on the front. I could feel the front lever pulsing. Not the ABS pulse, which is like this. It was like on off, on off, on off. It was really like you could feel it through the bars. So anyway, I checked the rotors and they're all still machined. Everything looks hardly worn at all. So I first thought maybe it's a bit of oil or something that's been touched on the brake discs when they've installed it, but not the case. Not the case. Unfortunately, the R9 has a brake issue with the front rotors or pads, but I'm guessing it's the rotors. Other than that, it was a great day. You know, only got 100 Ks into it, but it's a good bike as long as you sort out that issue with the front end. So shout out to Team Mono Maruka. They took it straight back off me. Said, yeah, we'll sort it out for you straight away. They gave me MT-09 SP to ride back with, which is good. I don't like the upright position, but they're fun bikes. So in a nutshell, we'll see what happens when I get the bike back. The front wheel apparently is an R6 front wheel, so hopefully you'll be able to get some rotors put on it straight away, because my R6, I got the 18 R6, I got it in 17, and that was no issues with the front at all. The R7 did have front rotor issues, but I changed them myself to metal gear. I think they were metal gear rotors, and after that it was fine. The R3 no issue. R1, well, R1 brakes are not the best. You sort of let that go when you feel like it, but that's not rotor, that's master issues or line issues or whatever. So there you go. I could have, I don't have a camera gear ready to take out there and take some nice cinematic shots and chat to you all about it. But unfortunately, not today. I was going to take it to the track tomorrow as well to do a double view of the road ride and the track ride, but that ain't happening. So that's that. Yeah, so I'm not allowed nice things, am I? For some reason, I keep breaking. But let's see what happens. Team Mono Maruka, they 100% said, yeah, we'll sort it out, no problem at all, as I said before. I'm hoping they'll get rotors and then somebody go out and thrash the thing to make sure they're alright, because losing the front in the hills was pretty scary. I think twice it almost went on me, and I couldn't figure it out until I went in a straight line and hit the brakes, and I realised, but there you go. So anyway, I'm back home now, a glass of wine as you can see. Yeah, well, what can I say? Stay safe, and if you like what I do on the channel, if you're new, please like and subscribe, because I need your help. Thank you. See you, bye.